All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another weekly channel update. We're going to talk about a bit more about growth and growth-related things, and some more, like I talked about last week, my weekly projects that I had set up to come out, which over the weekend, which didn't come out. So first off, we're going to talk about the channel, I guess the two different series that I planned on releasing on Saturday and Sunday, and why those didn't come out. Well, number one, I've kind of nailed down the names. One of them is going to be OMG K-pop. I mean, not OMG K-pop, OMG K-drama, because that's going to be basically a weekly recap of the K-dramas that I watched over the last week. And I think that'll be something fun to do, because that obviously that's a topic, it's a thing that I watch. I watch a lot of K-dramas. I want to share. There are tons of other people who watch dramas as well, so I'm hoping that I can draw some of those people in and cross-pollinate between my K-pop fan base and K-drama fan base, because obviously there's a lot of overlap between those two different forms of media. So I'm hoping that having those two different subjects covered is a good thing, and it's it'll be a fun series for me to do. The second one is going to be called MWK-pop's Hot Highlight, which is definitely inspired off of a 4-minute song, and so there's that. Like I said, that's going to be basically a weekly highlight show of probably what's going to be. It's going to feature at least at least one or two of my favorite releases of the week, plus just whatever sort of songs are what I'm into at the moment for the week. So that'll be a fun show to do as well, because I want to share what I'm feeling, what I'm digging, what I'm into at the moment, because who knows. Plus, want to ask for some suggestions from you guys too, because maybe the stuff I haven't ever heard before. Open your eyes up, and maybe by sharing some of the stuff that I'm listening to, you get to know me personally a little bit, because I'm not going to limit it to just K-pop. If there is any other like metal or rock in there that I'm feeling for the week, then I'll definitely include that. But that, and maybe also possibly open your eyes and draw you guys to some new K-pop groups that you may or may not know about, that you should probably maybe check out if that's what you feel like doing. So those two shows they're gonna come out this weekend. At least one of them will. That because I have the time now. Last Thursday was my birthday. October 16th was the day that I was born, and this year as of last Thursday, I'm now 22 years old. So I'm old. I'm really, really old. I'm just kidding, I'm not that old, but still, every birthday you kind of think about, you go and you look about like, God damn, what was I doing, however many years ago, and you realize that, you're not really old, but you kind of feel old, I don't know. I'm not old. My grandparents are old. I still got plenty of years left in me, but anyway. So yeah, those two series, definitely one of them will be coming out this weekend, but they will definitely, those series are definitely going to be something that I plan on doing and regularly doing. I'm trying to get back to doing my throwback reaction regularly. Over the last 3 weeks, I've only done one, so that is a bit disappointing. Plus, with me doing music video reactions, I've been getting tons of requests from all kinds of people to do other songs. So I think that, instead of just ignoring them, right, which is what I do, because I'm not really going to necessarily react to an older song, but my throwback reaction series is, it wasn't specifically meant for, to be taking those sorts of requests, but I've got people taking requests asking me to do older songs, so might as well throw them in as a throwback reaction and release them periodically every week. Leave a comment on that person's post saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to be doing this on a throwback on a Thursday, so you should look forward to that. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And yeah, so that wasn't really the intention with what I was doing it, but it seems like it's a good way to fill that. Plus, you know, you got random people coming to me asking me for reactions, so you know, as a way to make them happy as well. So it's neat. I don't know. It was a newfound purpose. I found a newfound purpose for that series, which is cool. So yeah, now that we got that, let's talk about some growth. So, and goals. Well, first off, let's talk about like my ultimate goal with YouTube right now. And honestly, whether or not I'm ever going to hit it before I decide that I'm going to stop, I don't even know. But at the moment, I'm having a lot of fun doing YouTube, making these videos for you guys. So I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. So who knows? Maybe I will reach my goal of, you know, being a relatively large YouTuber. And so like the people that I want to, you know, at least reach the level, if not exceed the level of YouTube popularity are you probably know who they are. You know, like the biggest YouTube video or music video reactors on YouTube, JRE, KML, Mr. Popo, Dylan. I don't really know if he specifically does a whole lot of anything else, but I've seen mostly SM stuff. But you know, those three are like the big three, and I want to be on their level soon. So you know, there are a bunch of different sites out there that you can use to, you know, track analytics, track your channel stats and all that stuff. So obviously you use those to get a good idea, because outside of I mean, YouTube analytics are good and they do a lot of things, but one thing they don't do is give projections on growth. And so I'm using, so you can go to a site, right, called Social Blade. You just type in your YouTube account or my YouTube username, and you'll find out what my projections are, or what their projections are for views and subscribers. So in a year's time, 365 days from now, Social Blade is projecting that I will have just over 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy. I mean, a year is a long time on the internet. It's a very long time. And with the thing with YouTube though is, once you start accumulate views and subscribers and stuff like that, you start to gain more weight within on the site. So once you start growing, it just kind of snowballs, and you start growing faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. So was today October 21st, I think it is. Yeah, October 21st, 2015. I'll probably have more than 1,000 subscribers if I continue with the way that I'm going now. So there's that. I also use another website called vidIQ, which has a little, which I mainly use their Chrome extension, which shows me all kinds of different stats on YouTube. Plus it reveals what the tags are that someone used in a video, which is kind of useful sometimes. So there's that. But what I can do on that site is I can enter in YouTube channels of people that I'm like competing against, in quotes. This is just dude drove by on a motorcycle. But so, you know, that allows me to track the channels that I'm competing with, that I say that I'm competing with, I guess, and their stats and growth over periods of time. So obviously, since I want to reach the heights that JRE, KML, and Mr. Popo have achieved, I've obviously put those two channels in as my competitors, and I want to, over the next period, until I reach their level, if I ever do. I wonder what this cop's gonna say if he sees my camera. But nothing. He just drove by. Cool. That's cool. I don't want to be harassed for doing a vlog in my car. But anyway. So like my main goal with that is that I don't really think that I'm going to be, it's going to take a long time, and it's going to take a lot of effort to reach those guys' levels of, popularity and, audience, views, subscribers, anything, which is fine. But I'll get there someday. But in the time being, I want to basically match their rates of growth, because it shows like it's got the site's been tracked where I've got stats on that site for the last 30 days, which it shows in subscribers and views. I've got like an 8% growth in subscribers, 16% growth in views, which is, I guess it's okay. I don't really know because I don't have anybody to compare it to. But what I can do is I can look at that and say, okay, so my percentage of growth in subscribers and views, how is that, compared to Mr. Popo over the last period of time? Or how is that compared to JRE KML? And I want to at least match or, be near or better than their, growth percentage over, a month, 3 months, 2 months, however many, whatever time period that I can measure. Because if I'm growing at the same amount or greater, then that means that I am keeping pace with the big guys, and I'm closing the gap. Because, but obviously, my 8% channel subscriber growth is less numbers than their 8% channel growth or subscriber growth. But, keeping up the percentages is good. It looks decent. At least it gives me goals, So there's that. Plus, yeah, it's just a thing. So yeah, I don't know. Views wise, I've already hit my minimum goal for the month of 10,000 views. That was last week. And I don't know what I've got at the moment, but I do think that I might be, it's gonna come down to the last day probably, but I might get 18,000 views this month, which will be fantastic. That's gonna be a decent amount of views. It's not gonna be anything to be disappointed at or with, that's for sure. So yeah, that's what I got. See, those are my 2 series, and you better watch out, JRE, KML, and Mr. Popo. I'm coming for you. We're gonna. I'm not really coming for you. I'm gonna get there, and I'm gonna be popular, and I'm gonna, I don't know, host an Mnet America show while I go to KCON like JRE did. That would be sweet if I could do that, man. Get all kinds of like outside endorsements and do projects for other, K-pop, Hallyu, Korean culture stuff, sites like those guys are doing, because I gotta get the brand name out there, the marketability. And why are you stopping? This is a yield deal. It's not an explicit stop. But yeah, so that's what we got. We're doing good. I'm doing all right. I'm happy with where I'm at. 385 subscribers this morning, just fantastic. 15 away from 400, 115 away from 500. Yeah, so that's that's great. If I could get 500 subscribers by, 500 subscribers would be cool. If I could get to 400 by the end of the week, by next update video, I would be so happy. You don't even know. But that's what I got. That's all I got. Before this video gets any longer though, I'm gonna end it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next week for another music video reaction and every other music video in between. So again, thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you did, if you didn't, that's cool, but you won't be here to hear that. But like I said, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week, and for all my videos in between, goodbye.